welcome everybody to just a very special day in the city of Murfreesboro and on the campus of Middle Tennessee State University for this ribbon cutting for this beautiful new Adams Tennis Complex. Just as we get started, a couple of the basic facts. This is a brand new, state-of-the-art, $5.8 million facility. It is a perfect example of the town and gown relationship between MTSU and the city of Murfreesboro and the public-private partnership with the many donors who help provide private dollars for this facility, including the Christy Houston Foundation and the Adams Family Foundation. It is designed with LEED's principles in mind, which means it will be one of the most energy efficient facilities of its kind in the country. There are 8 asphalt courts that we hope that you will go in and take a look at if you haven't been able to see them already, and enjoy this facility when the day is done here at this portion of our program. But it will be one of the crown jewel facilities of its kind in all of college athletics, and much less for any municipality across the state, across the region, and across the country. So with that, let's give all of the folks who took part in this a great round of applause and get our morning started. Well, as I mentioned, it has been a partnership between public and private. It has been a partnership between the university and the city. And there's been, obviously through that, the Parks and Recreation Department for the city of Murfreesboro has been a huge part of that. And to welcome you this morning and for a few remarks, one of the guiding hands throughout this process is Dee Jernigan, the Commission Chair for Murfreesboro Parks and Recreation and the Commission Chair for the Tennis Commission. So, Dee Jernigan.
Well, this is a great honor, great turnout, and I would expect nothing less because there's been a lot of excitement and anticipation for this day. To say that we had an uncooperative construction winter would be an understatement, wouldn't it, Robert? But it's here, and it's exciting. I'm going to make some brief acknowledgments because I know you didn't come to hear me talk. So the first I want to talk about our architecture and engineering firm, Loesch & Associates. We've got some folks we want to introduce and acknowledge. Chris Camp, just raise your hands. Matthew Kramer, Sean Guth, Jason Miles, and Lee Davidson. I told Sean earlier, all the meetings we went through, all this, there were times we were wondering if we would get to this point. Owen Hardcastle, I don't know if Owen's with us this morning. Owen's back there with Hardcastle Construction. These guys did a fantastic job. Obviously, I would be remiss if we didn't introduce the Murfreesboro Tennis Association. Obviously, they're an integral part of this facility. Bill Nill is the current president. Bill, you out here today? And Julie Wishing is the past president. Christy Houston. The Christy Houston Foundation obviously made a generous contributions towards this. I want to acknowledge them, thank them, the Adams family, and all the other donors that made this possible. I want to recognize the other tennis commission members that are here: Rick LaLance, Chris Massaro, Newton Malloy, and Shane Reeves. We've spent a lot of quality time together over the last few months, and we're all excited to get to this point. Murfreesboro's got a rich tennis history, and I was fortunate enough as a kid to be a part of that. I was telling Dale before we started, Dale Short, I was like, we've come a long way, Sonia, hadn't we, from the lessons that we took from he and Kay at Oakland's. So it's hard to believe. I want to acknowledge Frank Fly. Frank took an ad hoc committee and really was the grassroots efforts that kind of got the ball rolling to get the outdoor facility that led to this. And that it took a grassroots effort, and here we are today. I mean, we've got 16 outdoor courts, 8 beautiful indoor courts, and it's just like Chip said. One of the things that I'm most proud of about our community is our public-private partnership. Whether that's with the city, the county, our relationship with MTSU, and all the other individuals and citizens in our town that make these things possible. We wouldn't be here today without that type of participation, and I think it's one of the things that makes Murfreesboro a special place to live. last but certainly not least, Mayor McFarland couldn't be with us today, but I want to thank Mayor McFarland and all the other council members. We're very, very fortunate that we live in a community where we have forward-thinking leaders, Tommy Bragg and others that have come before our current council, that have the vision to support these types of projects. And because, again, quality of life is what makes Murfreesboro special. Now, Lanny Goodwin. Lanny is the director of the Parks and Rec department and was the project manager for this beautiful facility. Thomas Laird, he's our athletics superintendent. Thomas has spent a ton of time on this. Gary Arbit, where's Gary? Gary's going to be our operations coordinator for the tennis complex. Casey Neal, where's Casey? There she is back there. Casey's going to be assistant operations coordinator here. Pam Owen, where's Pam? There you are, Pam, welcome. Pam's another assistant operations coordinator here at the facility. And then Ron Dennis was the inspector with the engineering department through this whole project. Ron, you here? But give all these folks a round of applause. And without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Councilman Doug Young and let him take it from there. Doug?
Good morning. Mayor McFarland sends his regrets. He just could not make it between appointments and ball games today, so I'm going to fill in and speak very short. Dee stole my notes when I first got up here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to thank you all. I'm going to thank the community. We want to thank the community. We want to thank the university. We want to thank the Christy Houston Foundation. We want to thank the many private donors, and we want to especially thank the Adams Family Foundation for their generous contribution in this. I look forward to this facility being a center for many tennis tournaments, both public, private, and institutional. I hope to see the many conference tennis tournaments here. I look forward to seeing adult tennis tournaments here that'll draw from all over the Southeast. And of course, we'll have the TSSAA here. So this is a great day, and a lot of people put a lot of work in this. There's a lot of moving parts, and they all came together for a beautiful facility. So on behalf of the city, I want to thank you very much.
Rob told me to remind folks that Mayor McFarland is using another Parks and Rec facility today as he is coaching his son in the BPA World Series. So we wish them all the best of luck. And because that's what he is. He is our mayor and he is a dad. So, and he's a good one. As we mentioned, it is a town and gown partnership. We've heard from the town side. Now let's hear from the gown side. Dr. Sidney McPhee has been president of Middle Tennessee State University since 2001. And since arriving in Murfreesboro, he's presided over one of the most remarkable periods of the university's growth and progress in its more of 100 years of service to the state. And today is another perfect example of that. Thanks to his leadership, MTSU, the oldest and largest institution in the Tennessee Board of Regents system, has become the #1 producer of graduates in the TBR system and the greater Nashville workforce. His presidency has also coincided with more than $400 million in improvements in academic, athletic, and campus facilities, either proposed, under construction, or completed, including the wonderful new $147 million science building and this facility. So if you would, please welcome the president of Middle Tennessee State University, Dr. Sidney McPhee.
Good morning. Thank you, Chip. I've been introduced so many times, but this is the first time I think I've been introduced as the gown side. I'll add that to my resume. Not really. Not really. Well, good morning. This is a wonderful crowd. You all true blue. I know you have a lot of energy. You had a great breakfast this morning. Let's try it again. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, and welcome to this dedication and ribbon cutting ceremony that reflects yet another example of the great partnership, the remarkable partnership between the city of Murfreesboro and our university, and certainly with the support of many of our donors, alumni, and friends. So I'm so pleased to see so many of our loyal, true blue fans here today to help celebrate the dedication of the Adams Family Tennis Facility. And it is, as I said, illustrates, in my opinion, the very best of the town and gown partnership of its kind, not only in the state of Tennessee, but I think in the nation. Certainly, we would not be here today without the visionary leadership and support of our colleagues and friends, in particular, the leadership of this city. Mayor McFarland has been recognized earlier, but I also want to thank him and also thank former Mayor Tommy Bragg and members of the City Council for their leadership, their commitment, and their dedication to this community and to this university. And if it were not for them, we would not be here, along with the many donors. So let's give the mayors and the City Council and all the leadership a great round of applause. And because of their leadership and their vision, this city has gotten a reputation as being Sports City USA. We attract some of the best events from around the state and around the country. Certainly, as we move into this new conference in our second, third year, Conference USA, we're able to attract tournaments to a facility like this. We're able to provide benefits to this community that provides economic revenue that helps all of us in this city and in this county. And this is not the first. We certainly are appreciative of the state-of-the-art venues such as the Dean Hayes Track and Field Stadium, the Reeves Smith Field, and now we will add to the list the Adams Family Tennis Facility. I think most of us saw last weekend the importance of facilities like this. Every single hotel room, I was told, this past weekend was filled because of the track meet held in the Dean Hayes Track and Field facility. And those are the examples and the result of the great support and that visionary leadership. So I love telling people the story about what the university and the city, what we mean and to this community, and the revenue and the support, the economic engine that generates as a result of this great partnership. Our university certainly will benefit from the state-of-the-art courts that we have, and I know Coach Jimmy and his players, they are in hog heaven right now. Where's Coach? Coach, let's give him a round of applause. He's doing a wonderful job at our university. But I do want to take just a moment today and recognize the major donors. Some of them have been already recognized as collective groups, but without their support, we would not be where we are today, along with that of the city in dedicating this magnificent facility. You've heard about the Adams family. They have left their imprints all over this community. With members of the Adams family, would you stand and let's thank you for your great support of our university, this city, and this county. And how much can we say? We can never overstate the importance of the Christy Houston Foundation. They have done so many wonderful things over the years for this community and our university. Their civic leadership has made our city and our county a better place to live and allowed our university to be in a better position to serve the educational and the workforce needs of this area and the state. I see Bob Mifflin is here. Bob, would you stand? And if any other members of the foundation are here, raise your hand. Let's thank them for their great support. The Rutherford County Chamber of Commerce made their investment of time and resources to make this facility possible and to move this city and this county forward. The Chamber's made a strategic decision to invest in this facility, for which we are grateful. I see my good friend Paul is here. Paul, would you stand and let's thank your organization for your great support. I see Senator Tracy. Senator Tracy, would you stand? Let's thank you for your leadership and support of our community. There are so many other people to thank today, and I'm afraid that time will not allow me to acknowledge everyone by name, but I do want to mention a few with the time that I have remaining. So when I call your name, would you please stand, and as a group, we will acknowledge at the end. We mentioned the Adams family as a group, but let me call them by name: Robert and Susan Adams, Andy and Karen Adams, Dottie Adams, Fred and Cindy Adams, Gerald and Joanne Coggan, Marcia Salafield, yes, please stand up, Terry and Sonia Lehman, Bill and Sandra Neal, Mark and Anita Pirtle, Shane and Amanda Reeves, Dr. Liz Ray, Barry and Melanie Ship, Mark and Emily Tullock, the Lance family, and Brad and Elizabeth Allen. Let's give these ladies and gentlemen a well-deserved round of applause for their commitment and support of this facility. Finally, we have an outstanding athletic department, outstanding coaches, under the leadership of our athletic director, Chris Massaro. They've done a wonderful job, but prior to this individual moving on to better and bigger things, I want to acknowledge my good friend who worked hard, laying the foundation and beating the bushes, so to speak, to make this a reality. Former Associate Athletic Director, now, what is your big grandpapa title? He's in charge of the Election Commission, Alan Farley. Let's give Alan a round of applause for his great work in support of our university. Please join me in welcoming Chris Massaro, Athletic Director, to the podium to make some remarks. Thank you.
All right, what a great day, right, Frank? It's been a long road. Thank you for everything that you've done for us, and that I do have a lot of thank yous that I'm compelled to go through, but first and foremost to thank Dr. McPhee and the university administration for being so supportive of this project, because any project that takes a length of time is bound to hit forks in the road and potholes in that road, and he and Joe Bales and John Cawthorn and his team were always there supportive of this project from the day one. So I appreciate what you've done, Dr. McPhee, Joe, John Cawthorn, all of the vice presidents. So thank you so much, because this would not happen without support from the top. Mayor Bragg, I'll never forget, we were at the groundbreaking for the science building, and you came over and kind of whispered in my ear kind of how Tommy kind of works, and he says, tell me how many courts we'd really like to have over there at the facility. And I said, well, our minimum's 4. We'd really like to have 4 courts. Jimmy and Dale and all the experts tell me 6 is the great number for competition. And Mayor Bragg looks at me and says, well, why don't we do 8? It seems to me that if we're going to build this thing, let's do it right, and let's build it first class. And so that was one of the key moments in this whole thing, to have your support, Mr. Mayor, and kind of what you did for us and your vision. It would not have happened without you. So Tommy, I thank you a lot. Then the next people, because this project grew, and it got better as it went on, and really the next group to thank is the City Council. because they're the frontline people that stood tall. And sometimes when you have vision, people like to take shots at that vision, and it's not an easy road. And so we sit here today, and we can't thank them enough for standing tall, believing in the project, believing in the MTSU and City of Murfreesboro partnership. And every one of them was tremendously supportive of this project. So City Council, I thank you guys and what you've done for us. Would you all stand and be applauded, please? All those that are here. Doug's another one that was fully on board, everybody. Then, you know, the people that kind of have to tie it together, you know, and the next level is Rob Lyons and Jim Crumley and his staff, and how Rob was supportive of this project. And there were a couple times where cost estimates come in way over what we'd projected, and we had to make some hard decisions, and where the project's in the balance. And I'll never forget a meeting in City Hall where Rob took control of that meeting. It was a tough meeting where we all say, if we want this thing, we're all going to have to come in a stronger way. MTSU is going to have to come in a stronger way. The city's going to have to come in on a stronger way, and we're going to have to make some decisions about the building. What's really critical to the building and what's maybe not as critical to the building. Rob took control. Going into that meeting, I had my doubts whether this project would, you know, we might die on the 10-yard line. And after I left on that meeting with Rob and his leadership, I knew we were going to push it across the goal line. So Rob and Jim, thank you. Stand up, please. I appreciate everything you guys did. And again, that he's not here, but it would not have happened without Mayor McFarland as well. And so when we're kind of in that crunch time with the budget and all those kind of things, Shane was always tremendously supportive of this project. And I am so lucky to be the athletic director with two mayors that really see the value of what MTSU athletics can be to a city, and vice versa. And so with Tommy and Shane, I feel really blessed. So thank you, Shane, and good luck. Let's go get that win. Coaching's always more important than ceremonies. We had a lot of meetings with the Adams family and just their support. And I'd like everybody to know that they did this for the community, and that their fingerprints are, as Dr. McPhee alluded to, are all over this community. They're embarrassed to stand. They're embarrassed to kind of take the bow, but they need to be recognized, because without them, this project would not have happened. I've enjoyed my dealings with Andy and kind of his vision for the building, and a lot of the improvements that have been placed in the building are really due to Andy and kind of what he's done. But all of them have been fully supportive. And thank you again to the Adams family, your foundations, and we're just so lucky as citizens to be in the same town as you. And I appreciate everything you've done for us. And so I thank you from the bottom of my heart as well. Thank you, guys. Bob, you stood up once before, and Christy Houston, I mean, it's been terrific. That was another key thing that fell, and to come in with your support of this project. And I thank you, Bob, and Newt Malloy and other members of the board that have been so active in this project. And again, Christy Houston, thank you so much for what you do. Shane and Marcia Reeves, you know, after every tragedy, sometimes there's a silver lining, and to me this is a way to honor a great woman that's tied to this community. She was an educator for us for 37 years and was a teacher at Eagleville Central. Oakland, was a tennis coach at Oakland High School, and Carolyn Reeves died prematurely, tragically, suddenly. And Shane and Marcia wanted to create a legacy for her, and what better place than to honor her memory. And court number 1 is named after Carolyn Reeves. I can't think of a better person to have it named for. So I thank Shane and Marcia for doing this and honoring your mother's legacy. Will, their grandson Will, was the first one to hit a shot in the tennis facility yesterday, and that was quite a moment for all of us. So let's all remember Carolyn Reeves and kind of what she did for our community. And I can't thank everybody. I've got to, it's getting hot, and we're ready to cut the ribbon, and all of our donors that have been with us and named the courts. And I certainly want everybody to go in and look at the plaques and look at the names that are in there, and to personally thank them for what they've done, because they had the vision to stand tall. But there are a couple that I want to kind of single out a little bit. And she's Miss MTSU, and she's with us every step of the way, a former cheerleader. I aspire to be this much like her. I could never be as generous with my heart and soul as she is, and I love her to death. She's one of my best friends, Dr. Liz Ray. Another one that was, as this project was kind of in the balance, and she herself was in the balance. She had a brain aneurysm and was fighting through that. And I think it's really special that one of the courts is named for Anita Pirtle. I'm so happy and grateful and thankful that you're my friend, and that you've, for 10 years, you've been one of my great friends. And so I appreciate you being here, and love the fact that you're here today to see your court. So thank you, Anita. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate it. All the other donors that have been part of this project, I thank you a lot. I do have to thank some other people that were kind of background as well. As I look in the audience and I see a lot of our former tennis coaches, and we started off with one of these old coaches meetings. We had Dale and Buck and Dick LaLance and Sandy Neal, just to kind of get this project launched and to say who do we know that could possibly contribute to this project. And a lot of their leads led to this building, and so they've laid the groundwork for MTSU tennis. So with all the former coaches, including Jimmy, Jimmy's already standing over there. He went to the shade. He's a smart guy. Buck and everybody, would you all stand and be applauded, please? Dale Short, that we've mentioned Jimmy a couple times. He's one of the ones that have been with this project from day one. It's going to help him in his program. As a leader of the athletic department, I cannot be more excited what this does for our program. We're going to co-host Conference USA women's tournament this spring, and the following spring we're going to have the men's tournament. So none of that would be possible without this building. So we appreciate that. Hopefully we can use our home court advantage and go to the NCAAs as well. So that's good. Jimmy, thank you for all your help with this project. Shelley Godwin, who is our former coach, and everyone. My staff was great. Dr. McPhee mentioned Alan Farley. He helped tie up all the loose ends and kind of steered this project. Marco Bourne, former player, went to a promotion at La Tech that he not only contributed, was steering the project with his own money, helped raise money. A lot of his teammates came in through Marco's urging to help with this project. Courtney Gaucher, who took this project on. Where's Courtney? Over there. Thank you, Courtney, for everything you've done. Been great to work with. Keith McClooney and the BRAA with Justin Morrison, Bethany Thurston. Thank you, guys. It would not happen without you. Our designer, Lowson Associates, our contractor, Hardcastle. Thank you, guys, for staying with us and being part of this project and seeing this vision come complete. Truly great things can happen when everyone works together for the common good, and we've seen that today. I'm proud to be a member of this community. It's been great. I'm proud to work with every single one of you. Thank you for everything that you've done. We'll enjoy this building for years to come, and so today is truly a great day. So thank you very much.
One, two, 3. And with that, we declare the Adams Family Tennis Complex open. Please come in and enjoy yourself.